All right, this is a how-to instruction video for how to complete the mini electron notation worksheet. We're going to use carbon as an example. So, we're asked to use the filling order model below to complete this worksheet for the element named above, for carbon. So this is your filling order. This is important. Remember that your electrons start filling up with 1s, and you can fit 2 electrons in there. Then it goes to 2s, and you can fit 2 more in there. Then 2p, and you can fit 6 in there. Then 3s, then 3p, then 4s, then 3d, follow the red line, 4p, 5s, 4d, 5p, 6s, etc. All right, so you need to know the answer to the first question, how many electrons in the above element? So you need a periodic table. So this is carbon, right? So carbon, you can see, has 6 electrons, in the periodic table. So the answer here is 6. So type in the number 6. All right, now draw the orbital notation for the above element. So pay close attention. We have 6 electrons. The first 2 are going to go into the 1s. So we need 2 up arrows in the 1s. So here's how you do it. Click your cursor there in the spot above the 1s. Then go into Insert Special Characters. And this cool menu pops up. And watch carefully because it's how you're dealing with this. It's a little quirky. So you're going to click on an up arrow. Now I want a space. So I'm going to do this wrong so you don't do it wrong. If I click space right away, it puts another arrow there. All right? I don't want that. So I'm going to erase that. So what you have to do is after you click the arrow, you have to click back down here. Then you can type a space or 2. Now I want a down arrow. So I'm going to click on the down arrow. Then again, I click back here. So I can click spaces over. Now I want 2 electrons in the S. So I'm going to click an up arrow in the S. Click back here. Click a space. Click a down arrow. All right, that's how we do that. Now we got 2 more electrons, and those 2 electrons are going to go into the 2p's, but they're not going to go into the first 2p orbital. They're going to get split up. You're going to put an up arrow in the first orbital and up arrow in the second. So let's make sure we're clicked here. Let's space over till we get to that, and click the up arrow again. And then click here again, back in the diagram. Then space over, and click another up arrow. All right. So that is your orbital notation for this element. We can close the special character box. Let's go on. Question 3 says write the electron configuration. All right, so there we're going to type in 1s. Sorry, small s. 1 small. Start over. 1s2, but the 2 has to be a subscript. So you press Control, hold the Control button down, and then press period. Now it's a superscript. We can press 2 superscript. Now we have to get out of the superscript mode. So hold down Control and press period again, and so you go back to the normal mode. So now we need to put the 2 electrons in. So you put the 2s, 2s. We need a superscript. So hold the Control button, put period, 2. Then hold the Control button, period again, and drop it down. Now we need the 2p electrons, so we do 2p, Control, period, 2, Control, period. All right, so there's the electron configuration for carbon. Now the noble gas configuration, you have to look in here to find a noble gas configuration. So 1s2, hopefully you remember that. Let's go back to helium. 1s2 is the electron configuration for helium. There it is here, 1s2, right there. So that means that instead of writing 1s2, we can substitute it and put in helium. So down here, we'll put a square bracket, capital H, small e, square bracket, and then we put what's left. After you take out the 1s, we're replacing that with helium. We have 2s, Control, period, 2, Control, period, 2, p, Control, period, 2. control period. All right, so there we go, the noble gas configuration for this element. Now, the Lewis dot notation. This is fun. Now, in the Lewis dot notation, this is going to be a little different. Click on Insert, Drawing, New. Now, we'll click on Text Box and we'll put our C in here. Capital C for the carbon. And we want it bigger. So highlight it and then go over here to the More button and we can make it bigger. Let's maybe make it, oh, there we go, about 32. Looks good. All right. Then next, we want to put in our electrons. So let's go to Shapes. Let's pick a round shape. And we'll put the round shape. Let's put it right here for now. We'll put the round shape. And we want to fill it. So we'll click on the Fill button and pick a pretty color. I'm going to pick blue, dark blue. All right, so now we have our first electron dot. And we'll put it right there. But how many dots are there? Well, you need the S and P electrons in the highest level. The highest level is 2. So we have 2 from the S. And then we have 2 from the P. So it'll be 4 dots. So let me take this dot and make a copy of it. Then I can paste it. That's the second dot. Let's put the second dot over here. Then I can paste it again. Here's the third dot. That's just about in the right position. And there's one more dot. Where does it go? Anyone know? Down the bottom. Okay. And there it goes. All right, so that is my Lewis dot notation for carbon. And I've got the screen enlarged, so I might have to make it smaller so I can see my Save button. So I'll put Save and Close. And there it is, the Lewis dot notation. Now, in question 6, I want you to think about this. Locate the position of the above element in the periodic table. See, if you know the position, you can know all of this instantly. It's a really cool pattern. So I'm not going to give you the answer to that. I want you to think about that. Carbon is right here, and that position would tell you the electron orbital notation, the configuration, the dot notation, all this really cool stuff. So think about that pattern. I want you to discover that pattern on your own. Okay, so that's the instructions for completing the Electron mini worksheet.